Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Sid, aka Vicious274, coming at you with another review, and this time it's from my good buddies at Planktoon Fingerboards. They're a company based out of Indonesia, and this is just the packaging for their deck, which I thought was really cool, so I just thought I'd use that to show you guys who I'm doing the review for. I'll have all their information in the video description, so you guys can go check out their website for all their products. And I'll also have their YouTube channel, so you guys could subscribe for product updates and also to watch some awesome fingerboarding videos. Now, I've got quite a bit of stuff here to show you. First off, I just want to show you some of the packaging that comes with their products, because I'm going to be reviewing one of their completes. And this was actually the casing for their trucks, which was really cool. And it does come with the tool inside. And it opens up very easily, and then the trucks sit inside this plexiglass, which was awesome. So I really liked that. And then they do the same thing for the wheels, and these are the Rool wheels, R-O-O-L, or Rool, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And I thought that was really cool as well. As you can see, they do have a lot of stickers, and I'll just show you them real quick. And thanks for sending me all of these awesome extras. It was really cool. So I'm just showing you guys an idea of some extras that you'll probably be getting with any order that you make. And then we have the deck, the trucks, and their wheels. And like I said before, I'm going to be reviewing their complete, but as you can see, everything is taken apart, and there's actually a reason for that. This is going to be a bit of a different type of review, because as a complete, it didn't really work that well for me, and I'm going to explain why. So what I did was I tried every product individually that matched up best with what I already had. And I'll go into more detail about that as the review goes along. First thing we're going to start off, though, with is the grip tape. The grip tape is a soft grip, soft, smooth, and it even comes with their own little sketched or engraved Planktoon logo on the grip tape. I hope you guys can see that. It's pretty cool. And it also came with this, it is a popsicle stick, I'm not going to lie, it is a popsicle stick, again branded with their logo, and then this sandpaper glued to one end. And what this is for is to basically shave off the sides of the grip tape. I think the thought behind the idea is great, but for me, it didn't really work that well. The grip tape came out kind of choppy, and I'm usually pretty good at cutting grip tape with like a metal file, but with that wood popsicle stick and sandpaper, it did not work very well. But again, that's just something that's minor. You don't really have to use this. You can use whatever you're comfortable using. But I thought I would give it a shot for the purpose of this review. And again, I didn't really like it. Didn't work out that well. The grip tape, however, is great. I don't have any complaints about that. It's very smooth, very comfortable, and it's nice and grippy, so I really enjoyed that. The deck is the W2 shape, which is 32 millimeters. It's a 5-ply deck, and there's the shape. And they also have some nice color combinations in their plies. The nose is raised a little bit more than the tail, and pretty much all deck manufacturers are doing that now because it's a lot easier to catch tricks that way. The concave is more on the medium side, which is what I really like. I like medium concave. Well, actually more low concave I enjoy, but this one wasn't too bad. And the kicks are on the medium side as well. It's got a great graphic, which is also wearable, so eventually it will wear away like a real skateboard. The deck performed great when I used 32 millimeter trucks on it. These trucks here are 30 millimeter, and whenever I use a wide deck, I prefer to have wide trucks on them. I just get more control, and it's a little more comfortable for me that way. So if you want to get this deck, it does perform amazing. It has great pop. The control was really good. I would recommend, however, using a 32 millimeter truck with this deck. Now, they did send this to me saying that it was a 32 millimeter deck, but when I took my ruler to measure the width myself, it actually looked like it was 33 millimeters. So, I don't know, it's 32, 33 millimeters, but it is a wide deck. And the length, I believe, is about 100, I believe it's about 100 millimeters long. So overall, it was a great performing deck. I had no trouble doing, kick flips, your standard flat ground tricks were no problem. But again, it's the trucks that didn't really work well with the combination. So having said that, we're going to get into the trucks. These again are 30 millimeter wide trucks. They are fully tuned with clear pivot cups, and it's in reverse style kingpin. So what that means is the kingpin goes downward and not upward through the base plate. And the top of the kingpin, you can see you can use any style tech deck tool to loosen and tighten it. Now, Planktoon told me that they shape and paint these trucks themselves, and I gotta tell you, they did a phenomenal job. The shape is fantastic, and the paint is very clean and shiny, no clumps. But again, with any type of painted truck, eventually with grinding over and over, it will start to come off the hanger. Now, the thing about these trucks is the axles were a little shorter than what I anticipated. And that's why these wheels are not on them, because these are their dual bearing wheels. And I was not able to fit these dual bearing wheels on these axles and actually tighten the wheel nut enough so that maybe I could even glue the wheel nut on so it could stay that way, because that's what I've done before in the past with dual bearing wheels. Is if I wasn't able to tighten them all the way, I would just leave the wheel nut loose to the point where the wheel would still spin, and then just glue the wheel nut. But with these axles, I couldn't even do that. The wheel nut wouldn't even go on sufficient enough for me to be able to glue it. So I started experimenting it with other wheels to see what would work with these trucks. I tried some G6s. Also, they would work, but you would have to keep the wheel nut loose and then glue it. You can't tighten the wheel nut all the way with G6s, because then the wheel won't spin. So ultimately, what it came down to, the wheel that I found that worked the best with these trucks were Black River Edition wheels. Any type of Black River Edition wheel. It could be a Winkler wheel, a flat face wheel. As long as it was Black River Edition, it worked on these trucks. I was able to screw the wheel nut all the way, and the wheel would still spin with no problem. So that's why, again, I'm not using these trucks with the wheels on this complete, is because they wouldn't fit. The overall, they have a great, I guess, turning radius with the pivot cup and the bushings. It feels really good. The trucks overall are great. They are 30 millimeter, not 29 and not 32. They actually are 30 millimeter trucks from one end of the axle to the other. And they look and perform great. As long as you have the proper wheels that'll fit on it, which I recommend to use Black River Edition wheels, these trucks are actually really good. So now going into the dual bearing Rool or Rool wheels. I don't know how they pronounce them, but it's spelled R-O-O-L. Actually, I forgot to mention one thing before I get into the wheels. This is one version of the trucks that they have. So I should apologize, because the other version that they have is a version with bearing screw axles. So those axles are the type that come completely off, and then you screw in with like an Allen key. So I guess with those trucks, you would be able to use the dual bearing wheels. But unfortunately, I didn't have those trucks to use and test out. So they kind of, I wasn't really thinking about that at the time, but I just remembered that they do have the bearing screw truck style, where the axle comes completely out, you put the wheel on the axle and then screw it on, and you'd be able to use the dual bearing wheels in that case. But if you're getting these trucks, if bearing screw trucks are not the kind that you like, and if you're getting these, then the wheels that I recommended before would work perfect with those. Alright, so now to the wheels. These are dual bearing, and there's the shape. They are actually very nice wheels. They roll very smooth. And they're not too grippy, but yet you could still do your tricks comfortably. If you want to do like a power slide or a revert, it's not going to grip too much, but there's still that little bit of grip when you're doing your kick flips and so on. So I really enjoyed the wheels in that sense. I was a little disappointed that I couldn't fit them on the trucks to use as a complete. So I actually have a set of trucks that fit dual bearing wheels perfectly, where I can put on the wheel nuts no problem, not have to glue, nothing. And that's how I tested out these wheels. And then as a result, I really, really liked them. Now, having said that, there aren't a lot of trucks out there that will accommodate dual bearing wheels. So if you do have a set of, let's say, like Tech Deck style trucks, you can still use these wheels, but you're going to have to first tighten the wheel nut all the way, and obviously the wheel's going to lock, then loosen your wheel nut just to the point where the wheel rolls freely, and then just get a dab of super glue and put it on the end of the axle where the wheel nut meets, and then let it dry, and then you should have no problem using it that way. That's how I used to do it before I had the trucks that actually fit dual bearing wheels. So that's one reason why I'm not that big of a fan of dual bearing wheels, is because they're a little more inconvenient to use, whereas with single bearings, they're a lot easier and more compatible with other products. But if dual bearings are your thing, definitely try these out. I would really recommend them. They roll smooth, and they're a great performing wheel, and I really like their shape, the way that they're rounded on both ends. Kind of looks like a real skateboard wheel, and I think it looks really nice. So those are all the products that I got from Planktoon, and unfortunately, as a complete, it really didn't work out for me. But individually, with other components that I had, the products actually are very good, and I really enjoyed them, and I do recommend them to anybody. And again, I'll have all the information in the video description to their website, so you guys can go check out all their other products that they have, because they have a few ramps, again, other sets of trucks, all kinds of different graphics, different size boards, single bearing wheels. They do have single bearing wheels as well, and a variety of other products as well. So I really recommend going to click on the link in the video description, browse around, see what they have, and also subscribe to their YouTube channel. They do amazing fingerboarding videos, and every once in a while they'll have some product updates. Alright guys, so again, the company is Planktoon Fingerboards. Go check them out and keep fingerboarding. 2 fingers, peace.